It was round 7 of the 2025 Formula One season, and the circus rolled into Italy's legendary Imola circuit. The autodromal Enzo E. Dino Ferrari was alive with the roar of engines and a sea of Ferrari red. The tifosi were everywhere. Welcome to F1 Pit Pass, your home for race recaps, bold takes, and no filter in F1. I'm your host, and today we're breaking down every twist, strategy, and heartbreak from the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. If you love this kind of high-octane breakdown, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a race week upload. But first, let's start with a little song to celebrate what was Imola 2025.
Take us to our fucking place tonight! Engines roar, the lights go green. Imola's magic, a racing dream. Crowds are singing, flags in the air. Max is flying, no one else compares. Max at Imola, burning up the track. Red Bull's colors shining, he's never looking back. Checkered flag waving, hear the fans ignite. Verstappen takes the win tonight. Oh,
You can find the rest of the song at the end of the video. Now, let's get into it. Let's rewind to Saturday. Imola never disappoints when it comes to drama. The tension was sky high as Yuki Tsunoda pushed to the limit and suffered a massive crash in qualifying. Thankfully, he walked away. But the real shock came at the top. Oscar Piastri threw down a stunning lap, snatching pole position by just 0.034 seconds from Max Verstappen. The Red Bull garage went silent. George Russell put his Mercedes up in the fight, locking out P3, while Lando Norris slotted into P4 for McLaren. Then the big surprise. Lewis Hamilton, 7-time world champion, was out in Q2. He would start 12th, right in front of the roaring tifosi. What about you? Was Hamilton's Q2 exit a shocker? Or was the pressure just too much? Yes or no? Drop your answer in the comments. Sunday dawned bright and hot. The grandstands were buzzing, the Ferrari flags waving, and the sound of engines echoed across the hills. Imola was ready for chaos. Before the lights went out, remember to subscribe for more race reviews, analysis, and all the driver drama every single race week. The race began, and the Grand Prix was underway. Oscar Piastri got a fantastic launch from pole, but George Russell had a rocket start as well, pulling alongside Verstappen and threatening to split the front row. For a heartbeat, it looked like Russell might snatch the lead, but Verstappen, in typical Max fashion, said, "No way, mate." He roared around the outside in a spectacular move, slicing past both Russell and Piastri to take the lead into Turn 1. It was one of the most incredible Turn 1, Lap 1 passes we've seen. Russell had the best launch, but Max just went for it, punching a hole in the air. Even Verstappen probably didn't know he was going to do that until he did. Russell, after such a strong start, was forced to back out and settled into third. Behind them, the pack was jostling. Charles Leclerc, hungry to impress at home, went for the inside and got through. Pierre Gasly bounced through the gravel, losing positions. Leclerc was up to 9th. Isaac Hadjar grabbed 10th. Antonelli sat 11th. Hamilton was 12th. And Bortoleto squeezed by Gasly, who gambled and paid the price. It was classic Imola chaos. If you were shouting at the TV during lap 1, hit like, because this was F1 at full tilt. The track was narrow, margins were razor thin, and every overtake was hard-earned. Russell was under pressure. Norris was hunting for a way through. Norris was relentless. Trying different lines, he finally made a bold move into the second chicane. Out of the slipstream, Norris went around the outside, pinching the apex, and made it stick. Another great overtake, and Norris was up to third. Norris was upping his pace, but was it enough to cover off Leclerc's charge? Meanwhile, Hamilton was still mired in traffic, looking to make progress from his lowly grid slot. By lap 14, the pit lane sprang to life. Oscar Piastri was the first of the leaders to blink, diving in for hard tires. Was this an undercut masterstroke or a risky gamble? Let us know in the comments. Did McLaren make the right call bringing Oscar in early? But it wasn't the smoothest stop. 3.6 seconds, which is sluggish by modern standards. Norris, meanwhile, had a much tighter, faster stop, and that could prove crucial. Back on track, Leclerc was slicing through the traffic as Piastri tried to recover from the slow stop. Then, drama. Esteban Ocon pulled over at Tosa, power unit failure. The virtual safety car was deployed, and the pit lane was a hive of activity. A VSC could save up to 10 seconds on a pit stop. Red Bull were perfectly positioned. Verstappen came in, calm as you like, and the team executed a flawless stop to retain the lead. Alex Albon emerged in fourth, a stunning result for Williams. All the early pitters, Russell, Sainz, and others, rolled the dice and came in again, grabbing a cheap stop under VSC conditions. The order was shaken up. Verstappen, Piastri, Norris, Albon, and Hajar at the front. Lewis Hamilton, in recovery mode, was hunting down positions. On the mediums, he had the pace and was making it count. He powered past Antonelli, moved up to sixth, then locked onto the back of Isaac Hajar. At nearly 190 miles per hour in Hajar's left mirror, his racing hero, Hamilton, who swept by for fifth. Alex Albon was having the race of his life, up in fourth for Williams, dreaming of a podium that had eluded him for 5 years. But Piastri, recovering from his slow stop, came back with fresher tires and retook third. It was a fantastic campaign for Williams, but Albon couldn't resist the McLaren. Then, heartbreak for the local hero. I've got an issue. Okay, copy. Kimi Antonelli, in his first home Grand Prix, pulled over on lap 46 of 63. The crowd groaned. The disappointment was real, as the young Italian's race ended in tears. His stricken car triggered a full safety car, bunching the field up for a thrilling finale. Antonelli's tears on the side of the track said it all. Imola could give you dreams, or rip them away in a heartbeat. Verstappen and Norris dived for the pits, but McLaren, worried about tire life, kept Piastri out, rolling the dice on old rubber. "We need to stay out. We don't have a tire that can do to the end," came the radio call. Gutsy play, but would it pay off? Gutsy call or complete misfire? Drop your hot take in the comments. As the field lined up, Piastri was ahead of Norris, but just barely. Wait for the line. Who got there first? Norris was third. Piastri held on to second, but the tension was off the charts. Green flag. Verstappen bolted. He rocketed up to 190 miles per hour, immediately pulling out of DRS range, leaving Piastri unable to mount any pressure. The Dutchman was cool and clinical, the benchmark under pressure. Behind the action was relentless. Leclerc on fresher tires was thinking about a move. Hamilton was in full attack mode, sweeping past George Russell in a move that wasn't even close. The confidence was back. Hamilton was on fire. The McLarens were about to go wheel to wheel. Norris, a title contender, was locked onto Piastri's gearbox. No team orders, just pure racing. Lap after lap, Norris stalked, finally making a move around the outside. Not much margin, but Lando made it stick. Norris up to second, Piastri dropped to third. Textbook stuff. Oscar wasn't giving up, but the tires weren't there. The gamble to stay out was unraveling. Elsewhere, Alex Albon was on the edge of a career-defining result. Never higher than P5 this year, he tried to defend from the surging Hamilton and the Ferraris. Albon ran wide into the gravel at Variante Alta. Hamilton pounced, using the curb, sweeping around the outside to seize fifth. Albon rejoined. It could have been fourth, but he settled for sixth as the final laps ticked down. On board went Albon. He had been ahead coming into the corner. But Leclerc didn't play fair. Race control told Leclerc to give the position back. Albon got P5 again, and the Williams pit wall erupted. 3 P5s this season, and counting. What a comeback for the team in blue. Meanwhile, Hamilton was still charging. From P12 on the grid, he reached P4, having dispatched Leclerc and Russell with clinical, old-school moves. The Tifosi, so used to heartbreak, were finally on their feet for the prancing horse in attack mode. And then it was the final lap. Verstappen was out front, Norris held second, and Piastri was hanging on to third with everything he had. The cameras caught Alex Albon, who after years in the F1 wilderness was about to deliver another top 5 for Williams. As the checkered flag waved, Max Verstappen crossed the line, 4 victories in a row at Imola. He beat Lando Norris by 6.1 seconds, with both McLarens joining him on the podium. Max's pit echoed, "Nice show, mate, nice show. Wow, Max, 400 races and you won it. Brilliant drive, brilliant weekend. Well done, mate. You really dominated that race." Max replied, "Yeah, exactly that. Brilliant weekend. Fantastic execution all around. Thank you very much. And yeah, on our 400th race." The Red Bull crew celebrated a major milestone, 400 Grand Prix, and another win for their superstar. Verstappen was still the man to beat. Here's how they crossed the line at Imola. 1. Max Verstappen. 2. Lando Norris. 3. Oscar Piastri. 4. Lewis Hamilton. 5. Alex Albon. 6. Charles Leclerc. 7. George Russell. 8. Carlos Sainz. 9. Isaac Hadjar. And 10. Yuki Tsunoda. Albon in 5th. Absolutely sensational. And Tsunoda, after a huge crash in qualifying, fought back to bring home points. What a weekend. If you think Alex Albon is the most underrated driver on the grid, comment below. Let's give that man his flowers. And don't forget to comment your driver of the day. Let's hear from the top finishers. Max Verstappen said, "Car was mega. Team nailed the strategy. Just super happy." Lando Norris said, "We were close, but Max was just too strong today. Still, happy with P2. Oscar Piastri, "We'll look back at the strategy, but I gave it everything out there." Lewis Hamilton, "From where we started, that was a fight. Proud of that one. We'll come back stronger." Want more raw driver reactions and team radio? Let us know, and make sure you're subscribed. We've got bonus content dropping every week. So what were the key takeaways from the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix? Max Verstappen is still the benchmark, clinical, unbeatable when it counts. McLaren is right there. Norris and Piastri have the pace, but need to nail the strategy to beat Red Bull. Ferrari? They've got the fight, and Hamilton's raw pace means they're a threat if they can find consistency. Williams is back. Albon's 3rd P5 of the season is no fluke. That team is hungry. The midfield? Straight up mayhem. One mistake and you're out of the points. And heartbreak for Antonelli. His tears on the side of the track reminded us. F1 can be glorious, but also brutal. With this result, the top 3 in the World Championship are separated by just 22 points, less than a Grand Prix win. Verstappen, Norris, Piastri, it is a 3-way title fight heading into the most iconic race of all. Let's keep the conversation going. Was Hamilton's Q2 exit a shocker? Yes or no? Drop your answer below. Did McLaren bottle the strategy for Piastri, or was it just bad luck? Is Albon the most underrated talent in F1? Who was your driver of the day? If you love this level of F1 analysis, do us a solid. Like, subscribe, and drop a comment. It helps us massively. And don't forget to share this video with a fellow F1 fanatic. Imola brought the drama, the strategy, and the heartbreak. Verstappen ruled, but the pack was hunting. And next, it's Monaco. Narrow streets, big stakes, and zero margin for error. The most glamorous, most punishing circuit in the world. Will McLaren finally topple Red Bull? Can Ferrari play the spoiler? Or will Max continue his rampage? We'll have all the previews, predictions, and no-filtered takes right here on F1 Pit Pass. That was your Imola Roundup. Drama, strategy, heartbreak, and all the action you crave. Monaco's next. Narrow streets, big stakes, and zero margin for error. You know we'll have every angle covered. This is the F1 Pit Pass, where the race never ends. Like, subscribe, and join the conversation. See you next race.
Take us home and fucking place tonight! Engines roar, the lights go green. Imola's magic, a racing dream. Crowds are singing, flags in the air. Max is flying, no one else compares. Max at Imola burning up the track. Red Bull's colors shining, he's never looking back. Checkered flag waving, hear the fans ignite. Verstappen takes the win. track. Red Bull's color shining, he's never looking back. Checkered flag waving, hear the fans ignite. Verstappen takes the win tonight.